Now that you know the German numbers from 0 to 10, let's move on with our next set of numbers. The numbers from 11 to 20. But before we start with the German numbers from 11 to 20, let's first take a look at the English ones. In English, we first have the numbers 11 and 12, which are a little bit irregular. And then the numbers are always derived from the second digit, like the 4 in 14, for example, or the 6 in 16. And then we have the ending teen. So 14, for example, is 4 plus teen. And 16 is 6 plus teen. And so on. And then we also have some numbers that follow the exact same structure, but where the second digit or the number for the second digit has been modified a little bit. Just like in 15, for example, where we have 5 plus teen equals 15. So 5 has been modified into fifth. And we have 13, for example, where 3 plus teen equals 13. So 3 has been modified into thir. And in German, it's basically the exact same thing. So we have the same structure, the same exceptions, and so on and so forth. First of all, the first two numbers, 11 and 12, are almost the same in German. 11 in German means 11, 11, and 12 means 12. 12. So 11 and 12. 11 and 12. And after that, we always have the same structure. Just like in English, where we take the word for the second digit and then add teen. In German, we basically do the same thing, but add 10. So 13, for example, becomes 13. So 13. 3 means 3 and 10 means 10. 13. And instead of 14, we have 14. 4 means 4 and 10 means 10. 14. And using the same structure, we move on with 15, 15, 15, 16, 16, 16, 17, 17, 17, 18, 18, 18, and 19, 19, 19. So we always take the German word for the second digit and add 10. And if you paid close attention, you could see that 16 and 17, so 16 and 17, are a little bit irregular. Just like in English, where we have words like 13 and 15, where the word for the second digit has been modified, so 3 has become thir or 5 has become fifth. In German, we have the same thing with the numbers 16 and 17. As you know, 6 in German means 6, so the number should usually be 16. But because that's difficult to pronounce, it has been modified to 16. So 16 means 16 in German. And in the case of 17, 7 would normally be 7, but it has been shortened to sieb. So 17 is 17 in German. But those are the only two irregularities. In all other cases, we just take the German word for the second digit, like 3 in 13 or 4 in 14, and then we add 10, which means 10. And we do that all the way up to 19, 19. And once we're there, the only number missing is 20. And in German, 20 means 20. 20. So with that in mind, let's count from 10 to 20 in German. As we've learned in our last lesson, 10 in German means 10. And after that, we now had 11, 11, 11, 12, 12, 12, 13, 13, 13, 14, 14, 14, 15, 15, 15, 16, 16, 16, 17, 17, 17, 18, 18, 18, 19, 19, 19, and 20, 20, 20. Repeat after me. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. One more time. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And now, finally, all the way from 0 to 20. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Sehr gut. Very good. Just like in the last lesson, in the additional material of this course, you can find another multiple choice quiz in order to practice the numbers from 10 to 20 in German. And once you think that you're ready, we can move on with our next set of numbers. In our next lesson, we will take a look at the numbers from 21 all the way up to 100. Bis gleich. See you soon.